The name's Alves. Marcelo Alves. Okay, so it's not James Bond, but don't let the title fool you, because The Secret Agent is a rich and intriguing political thriller. I remember seeing actor Wagner Moura from the Elite Squad movies over 15 years ago. He's one of the biggest things in Brazil, and with The Secret Agent, he announces himself, perhaps, as one of the best actors in the entire world. Moura won Best Actor at the Cannes Film Festival this year, and this film is not only a showcase for his performance, it's one of the best films of the year. It's 1977 Brazil. Moura plays Marcelo, a former technology researcher who has fled to his hometown of Recife to escape his dangerous past. Once there, he holes up in an apartment building with a bunch of other political refugees, and he reconnects with his late wife's parents who are taking care of his young son. But even though Marcelo thinks he's found sanctuary, enemies from his past are tracking him down. Now Marcelo must protect what he has left in a city that isn't quite what it seems. He'll have to outwit and outsmart forces of corruption, duplicity, and danger. The biggest thing that jumps out at you from the moment is the period detail of 70s Brazil. Director Kleber Mendonça Filho and his production designer have almost reached into the past and pulled out this film that feels like an actual lived-in time and place. This isn't movie 70s. This is the actual era, especially all the supporting characters that populate Marcelo's world. If there's one thing that Latin American filmmakers like Filho have over American filmmakers, is they're not stuck on the idea of the Hollywood time period. Because even American films rich in period detail still stray a little too pretty to make it believable. If you haven't heard of the director Mendonça Filho, well, he might be the best director working in Brazil today. His first films, Neighboring Sounds and Aquarius, deal with the changing structure of cities, especially the city he grew up in. He's not just a politically and socially conscious filmmaker, he's aware of how the spaces we grow up in shape our lives. Filho also gave us his first genre picture in 2020's Bacurau, which was the strange mix of thriller with a little sci-fi, a little action thrown into it. He applies just enough genre, in this case the spy and political thriller, for The Secret Agent to give the rest of the film texture. Because above all else, The Secret Agent is informed by not just Brazilian culture, but culture all over the world, especially cinema. This is where Filho's most recent film, his documentary Pictures of Ghosts, informs this the most. Because in essence, Filho is an archivist. He loves physical preservation, the way we preserve buildings, the way we preserve art and culture. And that's especially important, because this film ultimately deals with how one lives under a military dictatorship. One of the first things a fascist regime goes after is culture. And you see within this film characters holding on to culture as much as they can. It's a running motif that Jaws is such an important detail within the background of this story. The shark, the unseen threat, something lurking underneath the depths that might just swim up and pull you under. And even though The Secret Agent has the vibes of a 70s hangout movie, you're always aware that Marcelo is under threat. He is captive not only to his morals and his ideals, but to his love for his dead wife, his love for his son who still remains, his love for his father and mother-in-law, and his love for his city. Ultimately, this is a film for how the love for a time and place can be complicated, because Filho obviously loves this time period and the people in it, but it was a time of great darkness for Brazil, and he juggles those two competing ideas throughout the film's lengthy but epic runtime. And because Filho is a student of cinema, he does have fun with the trappings of this film, especially with the details that populate this story. Not just hitman and political intrigue, but also a human leg found inside the belly of a tiger shark. A leg of which factors into one of the best scenes of the entire movie here that is influenced by Grindhouse B-movies. There's a playfulness to how Filho adores this period of cinema, and for Wagner Moura's character, you feel that turmoil inside him. Moura is not unlike a swimmer in Jaws. He's kicking furiously to try to stay afloat, all the while knowing something is out there. And his vulnerability and stalwartness as he's under threat shows such depths to Moura's acting abilities, because he still finds time to be funny and charming and sexy and a little dangerous himself. It's a complete performance in a film that's a complete package. It's a mystery that parcels out pieces of the past. But with each piece it gives and each insight into this period in history it offers, it ultimately reveals a rich and complex puzzle. And like a puzzle, you don't always know where it's going or what the whole picture will look like, but the epilogue to this film does give that full picture in unexpected and possibly unforgettable ways. The Secret Agent is one of the best films of 2025. It's held together by a powerful Wagner Moura performance. It's a love letter to the history, memory, and poetry of a time and a place, and it's one of the most transporting films I've seen in quite a while. I give The Secret Agent an essential 4.5 stars out of 5. If you like this review, please like and subscribe or follow me on Letterboxd at RamirezS316. You know, everyone laughs at me for still buying Blu-rays and 4K discs, but when the shit goes down, you're gonna thank me for being an archivist. Oh yeah, that's what all this is. It's an archive, and not an obsessive compulsive collection.